welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Listen, it's windy out here. I don't normally care how my hair looks, which I don't get at now, but it's windy out here, so it'll be blowing. But I was going to tell you, this morning when I took my shower, I just blowed my hair dry, and I never did go comb it. Most of the time I don't. I'll just blow it dry and leave it. And I went in there, and Jacob said, "You got noodle hair." I guess it was twirled around where I blowed it dry, so my noodle hair is going to be blowing all over the place. But before I tell you my weigh-in, I want to show you what I got. I got some very sweet Happy Mail. So it says, "You seriously live too damn far away from me." And then you turn it around, and there's New Jersey with Joni and North Carolina with me. So you know who that came from. Joan over at Rise and Shine Kitchen. That's her recipes. No, Rise and Shine Recipes. Rise and Shine Suburban Homestead. You'd think I'd have that down by now. It ain't coffee, it's tea. I can drink about half a cup of coffee a couple times a week. That's as far as I've got. Until it kind of makes my stomach feel kind of ugh. But I can take the taste of it for the most part while it's still hot, but then when it starts cooling down, I just can't drink it anymore. I'm done. So I guess that's a start. If I'm ever meant to drink coffee again, that's a start. But anyway, my weigh-in. You know, I'm never sure week to week because I don't track anything or do any changes. I just eat what I eat. And this week I was down 1 pound even. I always think it's funny when it's even, but yes, it was. And so let me insert something right here. Here is my button jar. And famous me, I filmed it and forgot to hit record. So there's a little bit of glue already on 55, but that's where we're going. We're going to, not 55, 155. Don't let me shortchange myself. So there you have it. We are moving on up. Yes, I have now hit the 155 mark. 155.3. So 0.3 is enough to get me over that. How cool is that? So a little bit more to go. Let's see. No, 35 more pounds to get to my personal goal. And then we'll just see where it goes from there. I imagine if I just keep eating like I am and losing weight, I'm going to keep losing weight because I'll still be overweight. But I'll probably keep losing weight, I imagine. Now, my shorts I got on, these were some I had put back. They're size 22. I had put them back. They fit, but they were still just, they're like stretchy, but they're not legging stretchy. They're just a stretchy, and they're not denim. I don't know what they are. Just shorts. And they fit, but they were just a little too tight for my liking. So I put them in my other drawer, and I was digging through there yesterday, I guess it was. I'm like, well, I'm going to get them out and see if them will fit, because some of my other ones are just getting too big to wear. They're just falling off of me. So let me get some of these out and see when I put them on today. And honey, they baggy. They not tight, they baggy. So I told John, I said, I hope I have to buy more shorts before I come up there in August. If I keep going, I know I'm going to have to, because when these start getting baggy, the other ones will be real baggy, which they already are. Those ones that I wore down to the garden last week, they was falling off my butt. I couldn't hardly keep them up. And speaking of the garden, gosh, this rain has killed us from getting down there and weeding, because we're marring up. I mean marring up. And I've been trying to string up the beans, right? Well, it's the beans that David and Holly got hoed. Well, the rows she didn't get hoed, they didn't. I think the October beans, I think they look nice. They're nice and lush. The other 3 rows have all just died, just turned yellow. They're never going to come back. They're done. They look pitiful. So I looked it up, and they can definitely be overwatered, which we have had a deluge of rain. It's insane. And I think weeding them, hoeing up around them, getting all that. Okay, hold on. Y'all know I don't be liking the bees. I will go flat out crazy Got my fly swat if he comes back. So, I'm not gonna have to finish stringing them because they're done. David's just gonna till them up. And but I think when we got all the lush greenery around it, I think it was all purslane is what it was. I think it got that sucker. I think it exposed those roots too much, and that rain, the monsoon, just flooded them. Too much. So they're done. David said, I'm planting something. I said, don't worry about it. He said, well, I hate having them empty spots. I'm going to put something in there. So he swears he is. Now, it's supposed to rain. They say a little bit this afternoon. They changed it. It's supposed to rain a bunch this week. They've changed it down to just a little bit this afternoon. And they could have done changed it. I haven't looked this morning. And then no more the rest. The heat index is supposed to be over 100. So it should dry the dirt up enough to where he can get in there and till. He wants to till up that part and some of the other weeds. And then Holly's been working on the tomatoes. He built a cool PVC. He put the metal stakes, and then he got elbows on the end and T's for the middle ones. And he put PVC pipes in between them and just made a frame over the top. And then she's been tying the tomato cages up to that to pull them straight up because the tomatoes are so huge, it's just knocking them over. And then she's been pruning the bottoms. They look gorgeous. So I told her, I said, just leave them alone. She's been working her fingers to the bone in that garden. Leave them alone. We'll be down there Saturday. David's got other stuff he wants to do, tilling or whatever. I said, I will help you with the tomatoes. So she was cool with that because I tell you, she's been working. She works. Gosh, that little girl works in that garden. She works her fingers to the bone in that garden. But she brought me up. Now, I already got some banana peppers, but she brought me up our first harvest. She brought me up a basket. It's got zucchini and crookneck and banana peppers and white cucumbers. I don't think we got any green cucumbers yet, but it's a good basket full of stuff. So we will be having zucchinis tonight. Gosh. Listen, my itching has come back. I go to the doctor tomorrow. I didn't call my other one that I went to see for it because I said, well, I'll be seeing mine tomorrow, so I might as well just tell her at the same time. But the Zyzal worked for a week, and then it's just come back. And so I don't know what she's going to check. She's got to figure something out because this is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, speaking of itching, the mosquitoes from all that rain are eating the garden up. We had them last year, so we got bit every time we went out there to pick, but it didn't come on till later. Holly came up here this morning to get Jacob. Oh, he spent the night. We'll talk about that in a minute. And she showed me she was flat out covered. Big clumps to where it would be like big clumps like that. All on her arms, up the side of her hip to her butt. Her back, she didn't realize her back was that, and she got her bra on. She's coming up here to get Jacob. She said she was feeling like. So she said, do you have any itch cream? I said, yeah, I got some cortisone in there with some roll-on. She said, will you roll my back? Oh my gosh, her back was covered. She had one single one that big. So we're going to get eat up this summer. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't spray bug killer on your plants. It says you can use neem oil, but who can afford neem oil and figure that out? Can't do that. And we can't do nothing about the standing water. It's just going to have to stand. So I went on, it's called Buyer's Guide, and I Googled the best mosquito repellent for skin, and it come up Ranger, oh gosh, I done forgot. Ranger something, and it come in a 2-pack. So I got it. It'll be here Saturday, not soon enough for us to be in the garden, but it'll be here Saturday, so I got one for her and one for me. So maybe we can cover up with that and help some. But she was pitiful. Oh my gosh, she was pitiful. But anyway, Jacob, he come up, they come up Wednesdays. And listen, I'm so scared I'm gonna drop this out here. Because if it hits that concrete, it's a goner. But I did have to show it to you. So they come up on Wednesdays. Well, he decided he was going to nap here, and so he did. And he decided he was going to spend the night again because he spent the night last Friday. So he decided he was going to spend the night again, and he did. Didn't give me a lick of trouble when I said it was nap time. He went on in there, and when I said it was bedtime, he went on in there He's got a little Bible story book, so we read him little Bible stories, and got his little night lights. And she forgot his sound machine. He has used the sound machine since he was a baby. So I found him some on YouTube because we got the computer in there and played that for him. So it seemed to help. Listen, he must have been tired because his nap, he fell right out. I went by and looked, he was out. He went out last night too because by the time I went to bed, I looked in there, he was out. So he must have been tired. Of course, he plays me. You talk about tired. This Momo is tired. He is a player. He hits the floor playing in the morning. He hits the floor. He's busy. He's not aggravating busy. He's busy playing. He's an active child. And he will play by himself, but he loves for you to play with him. And he likes to play the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? So like we play hide and seek. He likes to hide toys, but he don't like you to find them. He wants to tell you where they are, and then when you find them, he gets all excited because you found them. And so then we were playing hide and seek with the blanket. And then I would tell him, my floor is moving, or my couch is moving. Oh, I hear something. And then he jumps out, and then you get all excited, and he just laughs his head off, you know. So, but he ate pretty good. He ate my supper last night. He had some macaroni and cheese earlier, but he ate my supper, some noodles with like chicken gravy over it. He liked that. He ate that. And now, I told Holly, I said, you can come get him for a nap, you know, today. And she said, okay. I said, you know, unless you're missing him or whatever. She says, oh, we're missing him. So I said, well, just come get him whenever. That's fine. Well, me and him were out here on the porch this morning playing. And here come her car. I'm like, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. She done come to get that boy. She couldn't stay away from him no longer. She said she's been waiting on this. She knew it was going to happen. She wanted him to be able to, you know, stay over. But she misses him when he's gone. I said, listen, I totally get it. I 100% get it. You miss your babies. So they were going to go with her best friend. Because he hit me up this morning. He come over there. He said, where you want to go? I said, well, I don't want, it was like 7:15. I said, I don't want to go anywhere. He goes, well, where do you want to go? I said, well, honey, I just want to stay here. Well, where do you want to go? He was obviously wanting to go somewhere. Like, there ain't even nothing open, even if I wanted to go somewhere. Well, you know, I was thinking to myself, there ain't even nothing open at 7:15 except Food Line. Who wants to go to Food Line? So when Holly got here, she went in there and made her a cup of coffee, and she came out here and sat down. He goes right up to her and he goes, what you want to do? She said, well, what you want to do? She said, you know we have our days. Wednesday's Momo and Pawpaw. Friday is the dump and the library and the cookie store. She said, well, do you want to go to the library and the cookie store today and then go to the dump tomorrow? No, he wanted to do it all tomorrow. She said, well, we'll see what Hannah's doing. So Hannah didn't have to work today. So since it was so early, they were going to meet at Starbucks and hang out there until something opened. Because he told her, he said, I want to go to the mall with you. She said, the mall? To do what? He said, play with Legos. So there must be a Lego store at the mall. But he's a mess. He got him a little motorcycle. His other grandparents bought him a little, it's like a big wheel type motorcycle from Harley Davidson. And he had a Harley Davidson keychain. He said that was his motorcycle key. I said, well, do you want some keys on it? Well, I got a base full of just like a bunch of spare keys. And so I went there and I got him some in it. So he named them. There's one that looks like went on my car. He said, does that fit your ignition? I bet if he asked me one time, he asked me 15 times. I said, yeah. And there's one that looks just like Papa's key. He knows because he starts everybody's car up. Is that Papa's ignition? I said, yeah. So there was another one that was to my house. And then another one is to the storage unit. His other grandparents have a storage unit. I said, okay. And then the keychain itself was his motorcycle key. So he rode it around the house. He rode out here on the porch. He didn't put it in the yard. I guess he wanted to keep it clean so he could ride it in the house. But he had fun doing that. We just played and had a good time. So I imagine, unless he changes his mind, that'll probably be a weekly event. Listen, this itching is driving me nuts. So that was the fun we had. But I'm trying to think. Was there something else I was going to tell y'all? Seemed like there was. I did get some house clean. I dusted and vacuumed. I got that much done. That's a big difference from the past over a month. So that felt good. I am sorry for all this, but I'm telling you, it is rough. And I got that Dove sensitive and that CeraVe, but it don't do nothing like when my nose itches or my head itches or my ears itch, stuff like that. It don't help that, so that ain't doing me no lick good. Hold on. Tell them they used to have their own look. I think sports cars look like a lot of these foreign cars now. I can't really tell the difference. I can't tell the difference in SUVs unless I'm behind them reading their the thing on their car. Listen, we didn't watch the race this week. We don't watch road races. It was in Mexico City. It was a road race. Road races are when the track's got like this. I think this one had 14 turns, so it's like this around and around, and we don't like those races. We just don't, so we don't even watch them. Even though I love my boy, which he come in ninth, so that was good. I just don't watch them. So next week they'll be at Pocono, so I'll be watching that. But a couple of the drivers had a little spat again because he spun him out again, and I watched the video of it. He went over there when it was over. He stuck his head through the passenger side and told him what for. He said, "I'll see you back in the States." He told him, he said, "I'm gonna beat your ass." The little young buck, he needs to calm it down. He's young. He's maybe this is his second year. I don't know, but he's too aggressive. And even they talk about how aggressive he is, and he needs to learn before you just can't come in there as a rookie and just be aggressive. You know what I mean? You gotta be a little bit more careful. And now the boy said, he said, "I know, I blanked up and everything like this, but that's 2 weeks he's put him out of the race, and he's not having it." But I hope next week will be good. My boy's still in the points lead. At least when I looked after that race, if they had changed it and it was still current. He's still in the points lead. Gosh, if he won points, he was the Cup champion. Oh my gosh, I would be so happy. Listen, we was watching Handyman Hal next week. If you got, especially grandsons, I imagine little girls will like it too, because he's very educational. He's from South Carolina. Well, I Googled him to see, because I know he's from South Carolina, Merle's in at Pawleys Island. He is a youth pastor. He's young. He's a youth pastor. He started Handyman Hal during COVID to give the kids something family-friendly to watch. And then he's turned into this multi-millionaire thing. And so we were watching it. We had it. I am so sorry, y'all. We had it on, and we just let it play. Whatever come up next, that's what we watched. I watched it more than Jacob did, because he goes to all these places. Like he went to Ripley's Aquarium at Myrtle Beach, which I've been there. He went to the Petty Museum, Richard Petty. He went to his museum, which is up here in North Carolina. I went there. It wasn't a museum. Well, I guess it was back in the day in the 70s. And I got a picture with him and an autograph, and I don't know whatever happened to the autograph. I really don't. It might be back in my stuff somewhere. But I got a picture with him. And this, like I said, back in the 70s. So this is when he was still a big racer. But he went there, so we got to see all that stuff. He went to a pretzel factory, to the fire station, to a pressure washer where they took a retired fire truck and turned it into a pressure washing vehicle. That was fun. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what all. But he's very interesting, and he's very kid friendly, very kid friendly. So if you have grandchildren, turn them on to Handyman Hal and see what they think about that. And you can let them watch it all day long and don't have to worry about a single solitary out uh, 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 thing that a child shouldn't watch or hear. Nothing, zero. So that was fun. But I swung it. It seems like there was something I was going to tell you. Listen, tomorrow we're going to have a haul. I did do a haul. I went and got out. It's not a big one, but it's still a haul. And then Saturday we're doing Instant Pot Week. I did Crock Pot Week this week, so I have been filming. And it's been so nice just getting the food in the crock pot and then just worried about something on the side. Now today I've had to do a little extra work because I'm making steak and gravy and I got to fry them up before I put them in the crock pot. But that'll be fine. That's not hard because you don't fry them all the way. You just brown them on both sides. And then, of course, we'll have some zucchini on the side. I like to deep fry it with some cornmeal mix. And then David, he likes the zucchinis in the pan. Fried in the pan. You shake them in a little flour, put a little butter in the pan, not much because they get greasy, and then just saute them around until they get just good and done. And they're good like that too. So that's what we'll be having on the side. And probably some cream potatoes because country style steak and gravy goes good with cream potatoes. But this week will be Instant Pot Week. And I just sit over there. I went to my own website, sit over there in that chair, and just went down through there and picked out some that sounded good. And I didn't hardly need any groceries to go with it. I have most everything I need to go with it. So I'm thinking, since the garden will be coming on, and I'm going to have room to put tomatoes when they start coming on so I can do my canning, a bunch at a time. Gosh, I am so sorry for all this. You think I got fleas. I don't. I don't have pets in the house to get fleas. Listen, Jacob remembered he hadn't seen Flair since, I guess he was 2, because she died 2022? 2022? 2023. I don't know. Y'all know how my memory is. Oh, he went and got his buddy now they took their top down. Hold on. So he was like 2, and she's not been here since. And he was just standing over there, and he said, "What happened to the lizard you used to have?" And I didn't know what to tell him because I didn't know what Holly has told him about death and dying, and I wasn't going to be the one to overstep what they want to teach him. And so I just told him, I said, well, I just don't have her anymore. She went somewhere else, and he let it go. And so I messaged Holly. I said, he asked about her. I said, but I didn't know what to tell him. I said, I didn't want to tell him about death or dying or anything like that because I didn't know what y'all told him. She said she's explained sometimes people get older and they pass away and then they go to heaven and we can't see them anymore, but one day we will. And she said he's so cute because he said everybody has their own heaven. Everything has their own heaven. So he knows that much. So at least if he ever asks again, I know what to tell him. But he's not to the point to where it traumatizes him. It's just a fact that he knows. So that was good. That made me feel better. That knowing if he comes across something like that again, I'll know how to handle it. But I can't think what else that I was supposed to tell y'all. I just can't. So I guess I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. Probably something that I done told you on my haul. You might have done heard some of it. Like I said last week, you'll hear it twice. So anyway, that is it for me today. Down 1 pound even, total of 155.3. And I will see you tomorrow for a haul.